I have a story to share with you guys. This kept me up last night because it kind of like finally clicked. But before I share the story with you guys, I kind of have to give you my background for those of you who don't know who I am. So you know that I'm not making this up. I'm trying to be as honest and authentic as I possibly can be. Parts of the video I might be sweaty and out of breath, but that's because I challenged myself to do 100 push-ups every day, and if I don't do them, then they stack, they add up. I didn't do them yesterday, so I got 200 to do today, 200 mountain climbers, 200 a bunch of stuff to do today. But I am an 11 life path. You can look that up. I'm not really going to go into too much detail about what that is, but basically if you're into numerology, it's a master number. The 11 is the visionary. It's supposed that we've been reincarnated multiple times. We've been through all the other life path numbers 1 through 9, and now we're master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Again, like I said, the story might be a little long, but I have to go into detail explaining who I am so you guys can kind of understand from my experience. And if you don't have the attention span of a goldfish, then you'll be all right. I am also Haitian. Both my mother and father are Haitian. I'm of Haitian lineage. And for those of you who are Haitian and don't know, you are of the tribe of Levi. In the Bible, it talks about Israel and the 12 tribes of Israel. And Levi is one of those 12 tribes. Israel being Jacob, who wrestled with God, and God later renamed Israel. And Levi was the third son of Israel, of his 12 sons. That's where you get the 12 tribes of Israel. Ironically enough, that's why I have this board, because Levi, levity, levitation, I don't know, it just all made sense to me. My Chinese zodiac is a rooster. My name is Marky Rashid Charpentier. Mark deriving from Marcus or Mars, originally the god of war. Rashid being the right-minded one, and Charpentier, which is French for carpenter, the builder. You know what they say, Jesus was a carpenter, Yeezy, he laid beats, overflow the Holy Ghost, get the hell about your seats, preach. I might have lost some of you already, but that's all right. Where was I? Yeah. So the tribe of Levi, they are supposedly supposed to be the priest tribe, the ones who share the word of God and they teach people about God. I have my own beliefs about God, or not even beliefs, things that I know from personal experience, just based off my background. But I don't preach in the sense of like the Bible and stuff like that, because I don't know too much about it, and I don't know who wrote it, what's really in it. All I know is my personal experience and my connections with nature. Now, I have my own way of trying to help educate people. You know, as 11 life path, we're supposed to be the bridge between the spiritual and the physical world. But realistically, you know how they say you're the combination of the 5 people you hang around with most. I feel like that's true, but then at the same time, it's like you should be, intentionally trying to elevate those 5 people that you hang around the most. That's the best way to be the best version of yourself, the version that you want to be, is by helping to educate and elevate and give to your circle, the people you hang around with most. That's how you lift yourself out of, whatever situation you're in, whatever circumstance, whatever environment. Realistically, it's the only way. You have to do it yourself, educate yourself. You can't just wait for other people to do that stuff for you. And I feel like as an 11 life path, I've gained a lot of clarity and wisdom over the years. Maybe it is true. Maybe we are reincarnated and we've been through every other life path 1 through 9. And we're literally here to share our experiences because we've gone through everything, all the worst wounds. We know how to heal from that. So we're trying to help other people or teach other people how to heal. Or we're still trying to heal, and we're doing that by helping other people. Now, if you go look up the tribe of Levi on YouTube, you'll see AI generated videos of it where, most of them are depicted as white. And that's because AI has information from mainstream media. And we all know how that's been rewritten and corrupted and coerced. But a lot of the information there is, decent information, and you can kind of go back to the Bible with it. You can even ask ChatGPT to help you do this. It's not going to give you perfect information, but it's a start. It's where you can go based off of that and continue doing your research. Don't just take ChatGPT's answer as is. Keep doing research. $100. Got 100 more to do of push-ups. Then I have to cycle into my other workouts. I'm almost done with the backstory, I promise. Just bear with me. So, in 2011, I graduated high school. And maybe about 3 months after graduation, I moved to Orlando with my brother and a buddy of mine at the time. We were turning up, partying every single night, inviting people over every weekend, smoking everything, bro. Weed, that K2 shit. We were having fun. It was the time of our lives. But also, as a consequence of that, I was failing my classes. I ended up dropping out of college my freshman year. I dropped out maybe 2 or 3 times before I finally graduated. We got kicked out of our apartment. I had to move back in with my mom. I had to go all the way back. That was like a rock bottom for me. I hit a rough patch. During that time, I came across this video. Now, even I thought I was crazy at this point because of all the smoking, all the stuff that we were doing. I knew I wasn't in the right headspace. But I came across this video, and it was a very disturbing video. I didn't believe that I was watching it. I told some people about it, knowing that I was gonna sound crazy. And I told them, hey, listen, I'm gonna sound crazy, but there's this video that I watched. And for the life of me, I cannot find this video anywhere. I've searched. They've scrubbed it off the internet. It is gone. It is no longer there. But this is what I saw in that video. So what I saw was a judge having a court hearing inside of it was like the judge's room, I guess. It was like this oval table. There was like a TV where they were, consult or talking to other people about the case. And the case was, there was a child pedophile ring or a cabal of people for going and doing all these things to kids, molesting kids, And what they found was that not only were they doing that to these kids, they were discarding the evidence by putting it into McDonald's food. They were raping children and then dismembering them and putting it into McDonald's food to feed to you. I know that's gonna sound wild, that's gonna sound crazy. I could get banned for even opening my mouth. Israel might come after me, the fake state of Israel. But this is 100% God's honest truth. I've told multiple people about this. You don't have to believe me. Choose what you want to believe. But I'm telling you from my personal experience. And I'm going to elaborate even further why this has such an impact on me and why I feel it's necessary for me to tell this story. Now, I mentioned I had dropped out of college maybe 2 or 3 different times. The second or third time that I tried going back, sorry, there's a car backing up. Second or third time I tried going back, this was after I was living with my mother for a little bit. She brought me to orientation at Hillsborough Community College. First time I got kicked out of college, dropped out, was Valencia in Orlando. Second time I went to Hillsborough, I got accepted, dropped out. Tried a third time to go to Hillsborough. And this is when my mother had brought me to orientation. And we drive from our hometown of PC all the way to Tampa. We get there. I don't think she really ate that day. So on our way there, we stopped at a McDonald's. And this is when McDonald's had the chicken wings that they were selling. And she tried to get me to eat the chicken wings. I'm like, I'm not eating no chicken from McDonald's. Hell no. Fuck that. So she got the chicken wings and she ate them. Now, was it this specific location that was doing the child trafficking shit? I don't think so. I hope to God not. All I know is they discontinued those chicken wings not too long after that. And this is a big part of the reason why I just never eat McDonald's. I'm never gonna eat McDonald's ever again. So after we stop at McDonald's, we get to the orientation. It's maybe like 2 or 3 hours long. So she waits in the car in the parking lot for me to finish this orientation. We got to have a break during the orientation. So during the break, I went and checked on her in the parking lot. I go and she's, sprawled out in the car. The doors are open, the car's off. There's no AC. It's kind of hot that day. I check on her. I'm like, you good? You need anything? You need some water? She's like, yeah, give me some water. I go get her some water. I go back to the orientation. Now, orientation's over. And we get back in the car. We head home. And as we're driving, I started to notice she was acting a little bit funny. We get to a red light and she has her hand, she's driving a stick shift at the time. She has her hand on the stick. She has one hand on the wheel. Facing forward, light turns green, we don't move. I turn, I look at her, she's just nodding off, literally, as we're driving. I put my hand on her hand. She wakes up, looks at me. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. And we make our way home. We get home. She goes straight to bed. She doesn't eat anything. She doesn't say anything. And she's there for a while. I call my aunt. And I tell her, hey, mommy is acting really strange today. Do you mind coming over and checking on her? My aunt literally lived right around the corner at the time. She said, yeah, sure, I'll come check on her. She comes, checks up on her, decides I should take her to the hospital. Takes her to the hospital. Mind you, this is a hospital she's been working at for 20 plus years, right? She's a senior RN. She not only works at this hospital, but she works at multiple locations. She works in nursing homes. She's been, taking care of the elderly within our own neighborhood, making sure they get their penicillin shots for their diabetes and checking their blood pressure, doing everything she can to help her community. I remember going to visit her in the hospital with my brother. I remember she was trying to hook my brother up with one of the nurses, set them up. But I remember she would, still be working. The nurses would come and check on her, and she'd be like, oh no, I'm fine. Go check on so-and-so down the hall. I think they might need this. And still doing her job, still directing the other nurses as to where to go. And the doctors said that she was, doing better. She was eating regularly. I remember her smile. I remember her being happy. I remember her loving the fact that, people were calling from all over to check on her, see how she was doing. And then one night I got a phone call saying that she collapsed. She didn't make it. And that was the last week that I ever saw her again. Now, I can't preach to you guys about God and tell you that God came to me and told me to tell you guys about God. All I can tell you is she is the singular reason why I even believe God exists. Excuse me. Well, she is the singular reason I know God exists. The reason I graduated college wasn't to get a good job and make money. The only reason why I graduated college is because she wanted me to. And the sacrifice and the effort and the struggle that she put forth in order for me to do so. She's the reason why it is my privilege in life to help others, to help serve others. Because when you're in service of someone, that's where you have value, because you are capable of doing something. That's what it means to be in service of others. Not a slave. No. Not being forced to do it. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. So I serve people who I see serving other people. I try to make their service of others a little bit easier. I don't just serve anyone. I don't just serve people who are undeserving. Now, I bring this up because I don't know how many of you follow along with politics and what's been going on with this administration and how they've been subpoenaed to release the Epstein files, which they were subpoenaed to do so by August 15th. They didn't do it. I think they had an extension to August 19th. And then what they released was 30,000 pages of information that was already available to the public. Mind you, Pam Bondi, Attorney General of the Department of Justice, stated herself and there's video proof of this, that there were tens of thousands of hours of video content. Now, based on what I've just shared with you in my experience, from my personal experience, I believe a part of the reason why you're not getting the Epstein files is because of how they were disposing of the children, how they were feeding them to you. Now, no pun intended, but that's not an easy thing to digest. Let alone when you find out, and it doesn't matter what the race or the color of those children were, but let us find out that it was black children that they're doing that to, which, you know, they've been doing since slavery times. They've been eating people, eating slaves, but slaves revolted. They fought for their independence. They fought for their freedom. And it wasn't so easy to do that anymore. So the easiest way to continue doing what they're doing would be to target children. And I can only assume that this is a big part of the reason why they don't want those files released. And again, this is just from my own personal experience and my personal understanding. I don't have proof of this. I don't have evidence of this. But I know what I know. I know what I saw. I've told people about this when I saw it. And if you think I'm a crazy person, that's fine. I don't care. I like to think of myself as an honest person. I don't really have any reason to lie. I mean, lying was, you know, part of like programming and conditioning. It's like you had to do it to survive, but I don't need that anymore. I have God. I have a natural source. I have understanding of what is actually real and what isn't. But that's beside the point anyways. I just thought I'd share my story and share this information. Most likely it will probably be suppressed on social media. So if you don't mind sharing it, share it. If you're not afraid, share it. All right, guys. Peace, love, many blessings. Check the link in the bio. Hopefully there are some blessings in there for you. I continue my work to try and help you guys out. All right, deuces.